side laning he can put off is going to be so frustrating to deal with here. And getting into if he runs into the Karthus just can't compete. He doesn't have any tank stats really, so he can't really make an impact to help out, whereas Jankos has so much agency in both top and mid lanes here with the Zoe and the Fiora. So the early game is going to be so difficult here for Order outside of 5v5 team fights. But in the laning phase, I think G2 has such a massive advantage.
I would totally agree. I'm very glad that you put a lot of focus onto that jungle matchup because, you know, it was very face up from Order. They're like, no, we're just going to, you know, he's just going to farm. He's just going to sit there on the Karthus and hopefully he can make the late game. And then they're like, well, Jankos, maybe he just gets to rule the Rift on the Viego and we don't get to see any of that scaling at all. So very curious to see how this game... Uh-oh. Bit of damage coming in, and that's the smite on top of it. First blood. Caps able to close the door early in this matchup.
And we'll take a look at this kill from Caps once again. Has the chilling smite picked up here, but he just gets over the minions, hits the trouble bubble, and despite the dash attempt here, Kisei cannot get away.
Yeah, it's just levels.
Playing a jungler that has the ability to kind of assist and help out in these moments. Caps wouldn't be able to play like that.
That's a nice trade, actually, as the ult comes out from Broken Blade, but it's a bit too little too late. BioPanther is able to outplay that. The riposte, I think, a little bit...
You know, are extremely powerful on first Herald fight. Let's watch this fight again. Riposte early here, so still gets caught by the pull and is taken out.
Gets caught by the pull and a follow-up knockup. It's just kind of a disaster in the 1v1 of G2.
It really, frankly, is, and Jankos is going to get collapsed on.
He is way too deep in here as he tries to heartbreak and flash away. Is it enough? No, the Requiem will come in, and it will be enough as they hand that kill over to Kevy on the Karthus.
But it's not without cost. You know, the bottom side of the map here, Flakit is going to get a plate, I believe, down there. And... you know, this is an important pick. Is okay, here we go.
Flash comes in, and that might just be enough. He is going to put that ultimate into the back at Caps and take him down in the 1v1. Picks up his revenge. Slipping up a little bit, and even this, you know, Jankos just on vision, not respecting the potential for them to collapse onto it.
Yeah, I think the idea here for Jankos is the wave is going to crash into turret. So, you know, if they actually commit here, it will come at a cost. So he just doesn't expect it. He doesn't think it's likely they will actually end up going for this. But they in fact do, and as I mentioned, the cost is that the wave will crash into turret, and this is not a free pick for Order by any means. But I think that was the expectation. Jankos is like, okay, well you really are going to give that up to kill me, and they did. And then Caps is caught here by a really nice ult from Kisei. So just some small error. Order is kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place here. And the 2,000 gold lead, I think, hold that up.
Jankos there, he's going very, very deep, has to heartbreak out of there. As you see, Order's trying to get in, but Corporal takes a big hit from the side of G2. As the Zoe hits him with the paddle star. Now Caps is looking for a bit more. Wants to get that execution onto Kisei, and he will be able to pick that one up just in time for the second Rift Herald. G2 with a big team fight win.
Again, just has a turret to hide under, so he feels very confident.
I don't know what Broken Blade said to Kevy, but like, this is just not fair at this point. This is like the third or fourth time he's come to gank this lane, but the ultimate is going to be procced here from Broken Blade. He's just surviving, just trying to delay as much time as possible. And yes, Order will pick.
Have to zoom in on because
trying to get on in here. Flakit's all alone, has to flash over the wall. He's going really deep for this one. He will pick up the kill and hop straight back as Kisei able to scoop up some of those kills that you wouldn't necessarily expect. I think he's playing this Yone very mechanically solid
to prevent this soul point from going over to G2. Now, this is the trade-off. You get a pick onto the 80 carry, get a bit of extra gold in your pocket, which you so desperately need because you don't have your Mythic online yet. But the trade-off is now your biggest team fight tool with the Aatrox and these.
And they're going to take this dragon as well for free.
It's actually quite insane as Dragon is taken for free.
It's a lot of damage into Kisei, but it's a nice little bait, and they bit the bait there as now the Requiem comes in. Caps is also going to go down. That's a couple of kills under the belt here of Order.
Talking as much about how this composition scales later on, but because they're the ones who are facing Soul Point, they're on a big clock right now, and the time is ticking down very fast. As this is how Kevy died, we were kind of in a bit of a replay when this did occur. Really nice ult from Flakit there at the end to finish him off. It's just the pick potential this comp has, and when you have vision this much controlled, Caps has so much agency. Now this is a bit of an overextension here from Broken.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the vision in the enemy jungle, but they don't have vision behind the Yone, so They're like, hey, you can see them grouping up now in mid, just trying to take more map control as a team. I think that's kind of what you have to do with this composition. As now they're looking to pull the trigger. Here comes the wobble combo. Targamas is just going to get 100 to 0'd. You see Algos and Flacket are like, well, nobody else is here. We're not looking to take these team fights, but this flew a little bit too close to the sun, and now 5v4. Order immediately going to get to work on this dragon.
This is the type of team fighting that Order's comp is looking for. These scrappy fights, these isolated picks, and doing it right before an objective like this is how you can win games like this.
They might just be able to do it. Huge damage over the wall, though, from Caps. Kevy is so low. Corporal trying to frontline, and a huge Flacket ultimate comes in. The AoE damage is just too large for the side of G2, but the Requiem from the grave is coming in. It's not quite going to be enough. G2 will be able to take down not only the entirety of Order, but the Baron as well, and they will even take down Fire Panther on the backside of this fight.
Really nice read here from G2. You could also see the coaching staff as well. Very relieved, I think, with the scenario. Fire Panther, not enough lifesteal to survive through this one, so he's taken out his Civ, you have to imagine. As the control here for Order feels pretty uncrackable. But Caps is able to get his trouble bubble over the wall. It's 20-minute Baron, so the damage isn't there. So the health bars are pretty low. And when Flacket comes over here and has the ult, has the AoE damage, you just can't win this fight anymore. They should have pulled out early when they realized G2 had the read on this, but they felt priced into it. And that's why taking 20-minute Barons is just not something you see very often, especially when you don't have a choke point that the enemy team is funneling through. And yeah, this is the reaction, of course, here from...
And I think Order got a little bit too far ahead of themselves on that one. So now Alcacay is committing very heavily onto a fed Fiora, or at least a Fiora at all. Not very fed, but, you know.
Hullbreaker.
Able to survive enough, right? She has Hullbreaker, she has a stopwatch.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill her. It's not going to happen. As Corporal will just die, and Broken Blade will be able to use that. Really nice knockup from the Aatrox. Biopanther really trying to make a case here to win this one towards the end, but with the Requiem coming out, we might get a kill here. Nope, not quite, as she will actually die before it goes off. And it's now G2 just cleaning up the pieces of the puzzle here. Flacket, really nice stopwatch. That's one to win my heart, indeed, as a stopwatch connoisseur myself. And that might just do it. Everybody on the side of Order goes down, and G2 are in the base and looking to end this game.
Yeah, they've got a set of super minions coming down to the bottom side as well. Caps just looking for more kills as they wait for the minions. So it's all over but the crying, unfortunately, is Corporal's gonna look for a stun setup.
Yeah.
And it will not happen.
He's trying to, you know, he's trying to do his best, but yeah, it's going to be the end of the game, guys. G2 with a strong showing here. Not the cleanest game, but they got it done in swift fashion. About a 27-minute game once again, as Caps with a star performance on the Zoe this time around.
And the Viego pick has always been a staple of the LEC. I think it was more popular in the LEC than other regions for a long time, and you know, obviously it took off in the LCK in particular later on. But it was such a great response to the early Karthus pick, and those solo lanes just could not operate